Hello and welcome to Knowledge by Nature. In today's video, I'm going to give you a little peek inside my new Homeschool Mom Binder that I started using for this 5th grade year. Now, I mentioned this when I did my flip through of how I set everything up for the year in this video. If you want to see that, I'll put it down in the description below, maybe put a card right here. But that I was talking about that, and quite a few of you kind of wanted to see what this is. And so I think I might have called it a mom binder or something like that. For the most part, I really don't have anything non-homeschool related in here, but I could see how this would evolve. So first, I just bought this binder off of Amazon. I thought it was really pretty. I will try to link it down below in the description, so go look there. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. I just found it. I liked it. It's got like these silver protectors on the side. It has this little elastic to hold the binder, and then it has a clipboard on the front. So I really like it. I think it's pretty, and it seems like it's gonna be a decent binder. It came with these little like tabs here, and so let's just get in here and see what I've got. So over here, it has a little pocket, and then it also has a pocket in the very, very back. I will say that I don't love the pockets because they don't want to go in there very good. The way that they're made, and let me see, you really can't hardly tell, but right down there at the bottom, it's like folded, and it wants to catch on that fold all the time. So I can't just like slide these in here very well. Like they don't want to just go in right away. I don't know. So I don't like the folder part of it as far as it just doesn't want to go in. But in my folder here, right now I have our little first day of school printout. I need to have her do this. We've already kind of officially started our 5th grade year. We did it a little bit different. Usually I have this big day. We have a huge breakfast. We get some presents. Well, we didn't do that this year. So I don't know, that might make me a bad homeschool mom. I don't know, but we just didn't do that. I did get her a few little things that she's going to get like sprinkled throughout, but I didn't do like the big hurrah day, anything like that this year. And so anyways, I have that. And then I also have this little weekly meal plan that I printed off that I want to kind of make copies of to use. And while I'm thinking, because sometimes I just get a really good idea while we're doing school and I could just jot this down here. But those are just the two things that I have over here in this pocket that I'm not really a fan of. Then we come over here to the first section, and this actually came with the binder. So the binder comes with these tabs here, and so I just have the little sticker that they gave me, and I have tabbed them with math, history, geography, language arts / writing, and then let's see, we've got some more, but they're kind of covered up by something else. Yep, another blue tab, and so it kind of rotates. There's some blue, and then there is this print also, and then it also came with these little clear pouches, but we'll get with them anyways. This came with it, so these little to-do sheets. And so what I had done is we needed to set up a history binder with 9 sections. We haven't done that. We did set up our science notebook, so I can go ahead and put a check mark there, and then I just have a little note that I want to do like a timeline to go back with what we've been using. Has like date, priorities, don't forget, notes. Just kind of handy to have in there. The next thing I have is our kind of like in a perfect world, this is maybe how our schedule could work as we begin the year. So I just have different times set down here. I'm just gonna tell you, this is not probably ever gonna happen, but it just gives me an idea of how we could do stuff. I already know there's some changes that I'm gonna be making to that just based on the few days that we've done school already. But again, this was a summer dream, and it gives me something to jump off and start with. Then this is a little printable. Arlene and Company actually had this one time, and I had printed this off last year and put it in my planner, and so now I just put it in here. And this is just national holidays, just a bunch of fun little holidays. So like for instance, August 2nd was coloring book day. We have watermelon day on the 3rd, root beer float day. Just a lot of little fun things that I would like to reference and maybe add to our weeks. Then I have next is our little morning time. This is part of our little morning menu that we're gonna have, but I went ahead and put it in here too. Just things that I wanna do during our morning, little reminders, the things I wanna check off. So I just added it to this sheet as well. And this is just something I made off of Canva. Something else I made off of Canva, and this is for term 1, August through October, things that I want to work with as far as different geography topics that I want to hit, things that we should do weekly as far as like I want to do a poetry tea time weekly, I want to do a Shakespeare study weekly, handicraft, things like that, the poets that I want to cover during this time frame, and so I will update this as it goes, but just a great spot to have this in and keep it in there. This is another thing that I found off of the internet, and it is like manners, and that's something that we're working on this year. We've actually been using Dude That's Rude. It's like a little book. I'll put a picture here if I can remember, and then I just printed this off as things to cover, like how to address an adult, playing with friends who don't know each other, what to do if you forget someone's name, things like that. I just thought this would be a good idea to add in with our other manners in case these things aren't covered. The next thing that I have is a 2024-2025 calendar. This is, I probably will leave this one blank, I don't know, but it gives me an idea of when I was starting to schedule the year, which you see right here was kind of my initial kind of thinking things out, how many days we need to do to get to our days, when I would be stopping at that point. But this is from Paper Trail Designs. It's completely free printable. She's got different versions if you don't like this one that you can do. So I just have 3 calendars here, 2 of them I've just been working out how our year could possibly work. And then this is just a bunch of chicken scratch that I had wrote one day when I was trying to figure out how we would start our history terms. Then we come to our math section here, which you can see the pretty divider here. It is just white on the opposite side, and these are all things math. So right here is a black line master for our current chapter in dimensions. So I just went ahead and printed that off. That way I have it, because I have noticed that I have been doing this throughout the week. So I am carrying this binder around, and I am keeping my planner open to it, and usually I have a page either here or here that I am referencing throughout the day, and so these two have actually just kind of went together and they've went really nicely. Up next is I have my pacing guide for dimensions. This is something that they actually recently came out with. I thought I had been like way behind on knowing this, but they did tell me it hasn't been out that long. And they haven't really put it out there much because they didn't think that it would be interesting for homeschoolers. Well, it's very interesting for me. It's nice to know, like right here, chapter 2, the essential lessons are 1 through 5, especially at the end of the year when you're looking at almost finishing up the year, how much is really essential. And I just loved to see that 13, 14, and 15 are really, none of them are essential. We're going to hit them again. Does that mean I'm not going to do these? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to stress with doing every single one of them if I feel like it's not necessary. A few more little things that we have here is just little cheat sheets for like a millimeter to centimeters, our inches to foot, and then we have like our seconds, minutes, decades, centuries, all that kind of stuff. I have one black line master for our graph paper here, a multiplication wheel, and then that's the end. Anything that I end up finding, black line masters, cool little things like this, those will go in this book, and that way I don't have to hunt all over the place. I have a spot for them now. Up next is just, you can see it's like a baby blue, and this is my history and geography. So something that I did this year is I reread The Well-Trained Mind again, and I came up with different things from different resources on how the best way I can maybe do history. And so I have come up with this history procedure. I just typed out all the things that I thought maybe would be a good idea for us to do. So if I'm in the middle of a topic and I'm just really not sure which way to go, I can be 1, let's read the text. Let's mark important dates in the timeline book. Let's find the locations. Let's read additional information on that topic. Let's do a little bit of writing about it. So I take these things from the Well-Trained Mind and I apply them to our homeschool, and then I print them all out like this so it's easy for me to reference. And then this is also, I have a quick reference of our notebook sections that we need to have for history. This is something that I also created, and this is kind of how I am thinking of splitting out the year. So we are continuing to do American history, and so for term 1, we're going to be talking about Lewis and Clark, the Oregon Trail, the Alamo, the Gold Rush, and homesteading. And then I have important dates and events, important biographies that I would like to touch on, the read alouds that I'm thinking. So I went through all the readers that I could find all over the place, and then I am like slimmed them down. And so these, when it's time, I can come back. These are the things that I pulled out at that time. Same thing with, we have our vocabulary that I want to touch on, different questions that I can ask once we get there. This is just still more notes that I have made for scheduling those things out. This is just a little map that I had stuck in the back of my planner all year long. Now it is over here in the spot that it needs to be, history and geography. If I need to reference it, I know where to find it. This is something that I got off of the Little School of Smiths. This was like a free list that she provided. I actually just scored the Kea and the, let's see, the Kirsten, those two sets, books 1 through 6 used. I'm so excited about that. So even though we've already covered this, I thought that would be cool to go back maybe around November and go through this Kea series. And then we are right here at the Growing Up in the Pioneer America with Kirsten. So we're going to start reading those. So that's just really fun. Now she has a whole like history curriculum or something on this, but this is just the book list that she provides for free. I printed it off a long time ago. Now it has a good spot. I'm loving this. Just like I created a procedure for history, I did the same thing for geography. It just helps me to know how to kind of get more out of our geography, different points I might want to do. And then I have a few little geography reads that I want to do, like in term 1, term 2, term 3. We'll see if these things happen. But again, during my whole summer plan, those are the things. Now, all that is just really this untyped. So this is just my handwritten things. I just went ahead and put it in there just in case I want to reference it. Up next is my language and writing section, and these are the things that I have pulled from numerous sources. This has come from all sorts of different sources. It has come from like the Well-Trained Mind, Ambleside.com. Let's see, there's like Under the Home or something like this. This is just all of my brain dumping ideas, and so I have them all wrote here. This is a printable that I purchased the writing from Homespun Childhood. I purchased her little like guide, and this is one of the things that is in there. So I have printed off a few of the things that I thought would be really useful from her and put it in this guide right here. This is just something from our IEW. We have a plot diagram that I printed off last year. We have an editing guide from Write by Number. Then we just have a few other we have a few other printables here as far as like commas, apostrophes, homophones, just different things. This is something from Ideas by Jivey. This is part of our rover study that we haven't completed all the way. So I don't know if we actually will, but if I don't use it within term 1, I'll get rid of it. If not, it's in here as a reminder. This is another one from Ideas by Jivey. This actually goes with a picture book. We really, really, really liked doing the picture books. The chapter book was really good too, but I find that we use it much better with the chapter book. So if you haven't ever heard of Ideas by Jivey, she is on Teachers Pay Teacher. It's a really, really awesome way to incorporate some grammar into a picture book. These are my sentence construction pages. I went ahead and printed off quite a few. That way I just have them in this little clear pocket here. This is something that we do usually on a weekly basis. And this is from the Stellar Teacher Company. And this is from Teachers Pay Teachers also. So that is something we enjoyed a lot last year. We come to one more blue divider, and I guess you would call this either random or science maybe. I do need to label this one because I do have different science things, but that is actually one I haven't hashed out completely yet. Exploring Nature with Children is a fun little Charlotte Mason science curriculum, very, of course, nature study. And so this is the calendar for 24-25 that helps me know which week to do what. This is a free printable on raisinglittleshoots.com, and it goes again with this curriculum here. Here is my little like science procedure that I need to get typed up. This is all of, again, my lovely little chicken scratch that I have here. I went ahead and just taped that in there, and that way I do need to get this done, but I can just have it in there. My last little tab here is more brain dumping. Just this has been me scheduling out our year, trying to figure out how to make things work, how maybe we need to cover different topics, different standards, things like that. That's just what all of that is. Different resources that I have pulled from different sites. I'm just putting them all here, and then I can go back and reference these. Now, I have a School Nest notebook, but I put different stuff in that. I feel like I need to be able to pull things out, move them around, and so that's why I really like this binder system with this, because I can do that. I just have a few pages of blank paper here. One, a lot of times we're schooling and we need a blank piece of paper, and now I have it because, like I said, it's almost always sitting just like this. We do our work. I have that right there with me. So that is for me or her, whichever one. Then here are those little pieces of paper that I was telling you came with it. You just get, I don't know, probably 10, 15, probably 10 actually. It's hard to tell for sure, but not very many. But it's really nice to have it in there as an extra little sheet of paper. So this is probably what I'll jot notes down on, and for the most part I'll try to save these for when she needs a piece of paper, or it's not that hard to add another piece in, so I can always just use it too. All right, the last thing that we have here is the little tabs to name my little dividers here, and it came with 3 of these clear pockets. I will say these clear pockets are kind of smelly. It has like a business card that you can put down in there. They are little zip pockets, which could be very, very handy. I'm not really needing the blue one right now, but it came with a purple one, and she took the purple one. But in the pink one, I just have like a few little small sticky notes, another small sticky note. That's what all of these are. So I find that I use little sticky notes all the time, and so it's very handy just to have these in this little back pocket. That way I have them. One paper clip in case I need that. And then we have one more back pocket. So I'm really enjoying having this year, just to keep everything right there with me. I wasn't sure how well I would use it as far as having 2, but honestly, these just kind of stick together really nicely, and I could even really just put my planner in there, and then everything's just like boom, even when I store it of an evening, which I normally don't. I usually keep it like this because I love to see this cover. But that is what I've been doing. I'm sure as the year goes, I will continue to add to it because I'm constantly finding different resources. And as I'm getting used to this, I will, I'm sure, find more things to put in here that will help our day be a little bit more successful. I hope you liked this. I hope you got some good ideas. If you use a binder similar to this, let me know. Am I missing something important? Do I need something added in here that would be super helpful for me? Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.